Now, moving on, residents of Pokot County have also expressed optimism that they may finally have a market for their beef and dairy products in Uganda. This is courtesy of the controversial deal between Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni and Kenya's Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, the residents, mostly from the ethnic Pokot community, have termed as a godsend the deal which allows Uganda to export sugar to Kenya in exchange for Kenya's beef and dairy products. Murimi Mwangi with the details.
Where do you want us to get our shortfall from? I would rather get it from Uganda than from Brazil.
If it is the issue of balancing trade between Kenya and Uganda, sugar is not one of them.
The war of words that followed President Uhuru Kenyatta's visit to Uganda, where he struck a deal allowing Uganda to export its sugar products into Kenya in exchange for Kenya's beef and dairy products, a topic that still remains a hot potato between the government and the opposition code. But in Pokot County, the deal has evoked joy and great optimism. Residents here are waiting every coin from the sale of their animal products to Uganda.
So mimi naona sisi soko tumepata soko ya maziwa yetu na pia tumepata soko ya nyama ile inatoka kwa ng'ombe yetu. So hiyo tunaambia Uhuru kidole.
Tuuse maziwa, tuuse nyama kwa sababu tuko na ng'ombe nyingi. Hata hii ndume ya nyama tunauza.
Those opposed to the deal argue that it will cripple the already struggling sugar industry in Kenya, such as the highly indebted Mumia Sugar Company. But at Lelan area in Pokot County, investors in the milk industry are all smiles, terming the deal as the sweetest thing ever in the arid county.
Bei ya maziwa itaenda juu na tunaona kwamba kwetu na Uganda ni kilomita kidogo sana. Kwa hivyo tunashukuru hao viongozi wawili wakae pamoja na kukubaliana kwamba tuweze kufanya biashara ya maziwa na sukari.
That's not all. There are some here who say the deal will bring them closer to their Pokot cousins in Uganda.
Hata kama si biashara ya maziwa na sukari, pia itatusaidia kwa sababu sisi pia huwa tunapatikana Uganda. Kwa hivyo movement yetu itakuwa rahisi kupata bidhaa zingine.
And although the deal has ignited a bitter wave of resistance across the sugar-growing Western Kenya belt, Pokot expect it will be an economic solution to the cattle-rustling menace in Pokot County. Murimi Mwangi, KTN News, Nairobi.
Now, bodies of the 7 St. Martin's Boys primary school pupils who drowned at the Diani beach arrived in Nairobi early this morning. It was a somber mood at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport as the families of the 7 gathered to receive their loved ones. The bodies were taken to the Kenyatta University mortuary awaiting burial. Nikwambua reports.
Emotions ran high at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport as parents and teachers of St. Martin's school pupils who drowned in the Indian Ocean gathered to receive their bodies. The bodies were transported from Moi International Airport, Mombasa early this morning. Relatives were received with messages of condolences at the airport.
People die and no one understands. But when they die, no calamity can hurt them, and those who live good lives find peace and they rest in death. So what I can tell you is that our boys have rested in peace. So we should be at peace and wait for God to give us the or to need for them to be able to be at peace with us.
The 7 are among 56 learners on a tour to the coast and were preparing to see their Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examination in November before the mystery befell them. The county government will cater for the burial expenses.
We'll take all the statistics and everything will be done as you wish to be done for your children.
Their bodies were taken to the Kenyatta University mortuary. Nikwambua, KTN News.
Now from JKIA, the bodies of the children were taken to the Kenyatta University Funeral Home for post-mortem examination, after which the families will receive the bodies for further preservation. Now, the boys who had been swept by the waves was saved and is receiving treatment. 56 students of the St. Martin's Boys Boarding School were on an academic tour when the accident occurred. Those who survived the accident will also be reunited with their parents later today.
For the people of Murang'a, as we receive the bodies of the 7 youngsters who passed on a school trip at Ndiani. This is the second tragedy we have in Murang'a, because we lost 10 at the Garissa University, and we can say this is a loss. These were youngsters who are very promising, and we're looking forward to seeing them being leaders of tomorrow.
These boys were all in class 8, and therefore you can imagine that all the effort they had made an effort from the time that they entered the school up to this moment. They made all that effort to be able to make their lives good, but also useful in our country. And therefore their loss is also the loss, is a loss to our country. I therefore would want to tell all of us, all Kenyans, to take this matter in faith and to pray for the souls of those who have passed on, so that they may be received by God in eternal peace, and also for the parents to console them.
We've so far taken over the costs that were incurred in Kware. We've taken over the airlifting, and we'll take over the cost of the maintenance at the morgue here, and we'll also assist them to see that they get decent burials. The county government is willing to assist the parents to make sure that they get their sons a decent burial.
Very sad indeed. Our condolences to the family. It's time now for a short break, but don't go too far. I will be back with more news. Now, skating is one of the games that has started gaining ground in Kenya. Despite the numerous challenges the sport has faced in its struggle to sprout in the country, the athletes who take part in it are seeking to promote the sport around the country. The athletes are preparing to represent Kenya in the World Championships that will be held in November in Taiwan.
Despite a handful of people taking part in it, roller skating is one of the sports that is quickly gaining ground in Kenya. The sport, which is largely enjoyed in Nairobi, has seen its seed of development mature, taking Kenya to the second best country in Africa. The growth of the sport has seen young Kenyans join in the revolution, with the majority of them taking part in competitions within the region.
Nimeshinda medali na mengine. Nataka tu kuwa skater nikiwa mkubwa, niende World Champion nikiwa mkubwa. Many people wameanza kujua skate now, but for now it's growing, inaenda ikigrow, and by the time to be itakuwa known Kenya, itakuwa popular.
Just like any other sport, the challenges are almost part of their daily routine.
And then track mahali pa kuskate pia ni shida, cause hiyo nini ya kuskate, place ya kuskate, track ni ngumu kupata. Unaenda ukiskate kwa barabara pia ni challenge, cause unaweza pata accident.
Unajua kama Mkenya lazima ukae ngumu, so tumevumilia, tumeachieve, but after hizo challenges.
Smile, one more lap. With the World Championships fast approaching, Kenya is hoping to select a formidable team that will put the country on the roller skating map.
But I'll do my best, of course. That's what I've been doing. Na siendi huko ati nikam number 2. I'm going for the top position.
Itatushinda namna gani? Watu wetu wa Kenya wana attitude fulani ambayo tunakubali kwamba bora tuanzishe na mazoezi ya kutosha.
The national trials will be held on the 30th of August at the Nyayo National Stadium. Robinson Okenye, KTN Sports.
Well, that's it in the first part of this bulletin. Join me for the second part on KTN News.